welcome to another battle report. So for this time I'm facing off the warrior of the dark gods and we're preparing for a tournament, so I will have our full list down in the description. And as you can see, we play diagonal deployment, and the scenario we're playing is, I think, hold the center, and I will start walking through his list. So to the very left here you got the unit of Hellrider, actually 2 units of Hellriders, they will vanguard. Then he got his general on a manticore, he got a 4-up ward and 7 attack, so he's nasty as nasty can be. A unit of Marauder Horsemen. Then he got a big unit of Wasteland Warriors with Mark of Pestilence, the Mark of Disease. I think he got some character in there as well. Then he got, in the back, he got a Hellscream Cannon. Then he got a big unit of Chosen. They are Mark of Wrath, and they have the Frenzy Banner and his BSB. So my plan here is basically Frenzy bait them and hopefully get some good flank charge into that unit. In front of them he got a unit of Marauder Horsemen, and finally another unit of Hellriders. So for my deployment, you can see what I have done here. I have, first of all, I got my pig to the very right. Behind them I got my Gril Knights and then my Treb. My hope here is actually one of his fast cav units will move forward and trying to kill it, and then I will use the, the Reliquary to just stop his fast cavs from charging my Treb and keep them busy. That's the plan at least. Then I got my BSB lance with 1 Castellan and a level 2 Damsel in it. And behind that big impasse terrain I got my Lord, not the General, just the Lord, with the Dragon Lance, Virtue of Might, and so he can hit pretty hard, but I don't want his Hellscream Cannon to shoot at him the first turn, even though I got the Lucky Shield and so on. Then I got pushed pretty much forward 2 units of fast cav. One of them are supposed to block his fast cav to moving around that flank, and the other one I don't really know what to do with yet, so we will see just how to keep them in backup. Then I got my Lord's Lance behind the first fast cav. In between them I got my archer unit. I didn't really know where to place them, so I just placed them there. And another lance with my with another Damsel in it, and as well as in Castellan. Then finally in my left corner I got the final Treb. So for my spells I got the snipe spell, which I would pretty much want to use to take away the ward on the chimera if possible, the blessing. Sorry. And I took double luminous bolt to get rid of all of his chaff, and finally a phoenix rises, and that's my spell. For his spell he got 2 level 2 path of fire, he got the fireball, he got the ring, a scroll, and a scroll of shielding, and I think both of those mages are in his wasteland warrior unit, if I'm not mistaken. Here is a picture of his vanguard on this flank. You can see he pushes up one of his Hellrider pretty far. They will probably just move in and shoot at my Treb, which I really want him to do. And that's it for his vanguard. He stayed pretty much away because I have some vanguard too, so I could keep him away a bit at least. Well, this I think was kind of smart. I pushed up my peasant cab like that in a conga line. My plan is he will take the first turn, he cannot charge them, he can move forward and throw his Hellrider weapon on them, but then I just become stupid and I will not run off the board. So he might kill them, but I will actually hold him up for a turn, and then that will leave hopefully a chance for my knights to charge one of his fast cav unit if I'm lucky. And you can see I just moved back my other fast cav unit to keep them in the reserve for later, because I think his Hellrider and Marauder Horseman could easily kill one of those units very quickly. So I need to be conservative with my shaft because I will need them later. And well, his first turn, he pushes up pretty aggressively, especially with his Wrath chosen unit. And you can see here pushes up his Hellrider to shoot at my Treb, and that's pretty much what I wanted, because now I can just move in my war platform in front of them. They could charge it, but I think I will hold because I'm stable leadership 8. So that's basically the plan for my first turn. Well, I think his magic didn't do much. This is after my movement, and you can see I haven't done much. My peasants are stupid, so they couldn't do anything. But my Treb was stupid as well, and you can see it have pushed up a bit closer towards. It was pretty much unsure where it would go because it's on a round base, so it don't really have a front arc. So what will happen if a war machine gets stupid? Would it just stand still, or we just pushed it forward an inch? We didn't really know. But anyway, what I had to do now is I have to place my Gril Knights in front of his fast because we cannot charge. So if he's willingly to charge my Gril Knights with his Hellrider, I can take that charge and I will win every day of the week. Other news, I back away with my BSB lance because I don't want his chosen to charge me. So now he needed a pretty long charge. I pushes my pigs up in the flank to harass him a bit or something. And otherwise I stay pretty much back with most of my line. What I want to do is I want to throw a rock at his Manticore and take it out if I'm lucky. Well, for magic I managed to, with my small 2-man fast cav unit, move up and shoot off his lucky shield with his Chimera, and I tried to lob a rock at him, but it failed to get rid of. I shoot it outside, so it's hard to hit him. I got like a luminous bolt. He uses his scroll of shielding onto one of his, you can see in the bottom of this picture, fast cav, and yeah, one of his guys remains. His mark of, let's see, lost. So yeah, I think it's mark of lost, that you don't have to take panic check for your units. And now you can see basically his warrior unit are backing off, but he's pushing up both his chosen unit aggressively and his Manticore aggressively. And the thing is here, I pretty much backed away, so next turn I pretty much have to charge my way out of this in some way or another. So we will see how I will solve that problem. But anyway, you can see he pushes up a bit and pretty aggressively, using his shaft to block me from charging his units with my Knights lances. He do manage in his magic phase to force off a fireball, big version, and killing one of my Peg Knights. So for my turn, that's exactly what I do. My Lord and my Gril Knights charges his fast cav. Pretty much an overkill, but I really need to get rid of them. My Errant Lance charges his what's it called? His fast cav standing in front of them. My Lord's Lance pretty much had to stay where they are. I take out one of their Castellan and move it in front of the chosen unit, because if all of his chosen were capable of killing my 2 Peg Knights in the flank, he could just charge me. So now, by pushing that guy in front of his unit, he cannot pivot to get into any charges against my units. My Peg Knights is pretty much hoping to, I hope I can draw or close to draw against his warrior unit, just to keep them there, and then he will, in his turn, or even better, in, let's see now, if he will pursue me in his turn, because his friends he have to pursue, I will be able to flank charge him with my Grails and my Lords and so on, and that would be what I really want to do with that unit. Other news in top of this picture, my Iron Lance charges one of his fast cab to get out of the way of the Manticora. The thing was, since I had my 2 fast cab up there, like if he would have fled, I would just have charged him off the board, so he chose to stick. And if he would have fled, I would take the lance into his lord and hope to sneak some wounds into it. I would probably be steadfast if I'm lucky, and hold up his lord for 2 turns maybe, and hopefully sneak some wounds in. But that's basically how I did my second turn of movement. And of course in combat with the fast calves, I of course killed them. I had to overrun with everything, and I did, and I rolled not so good, so I couldn't get in. It actually looked pretty closer when I looked in the eye to see how far the distance what I need to roll, but when we measured it, it was pretty far. I think a 10 or something like that. Pretty high roll, so I'm glad I had my Castellan standing there. And I think he did 2 wounds to my Peg Knights, and I managed to stick because I did some wounds to him. I had a flank, I had a charge, downhill, and so on. I lost by a couple, but I had my BSB close, so I could reroll that leadership, and I sticked. So that's pretty good. So over to Warriors of the Dark Gods, turn 3. And you can actually see it here on this picture. He doesn't have too much of fast cav remaining. His Manticora charges first my peasant bowman, and I choose to flee, of course, because that will just be giving him 3 points. I run through that impossible terrain. I lost 10 out of 13 guys from that unit, but it's a 60-point archery unit, so it doesn't really matter too much. He then moves into my general lance, and I have my general there with the heroic killing blow. And my plan there is basically, I will first challenge him with my champion. I hope to get off some white magic buffs next turn so I can give my general a counter. I will challenge him and hopefully heroic killing blow, heroic lethal blow him to death next turn. And this is brutally good. My Peg Knights actually break from combat, and what is good about that is I have now a rear charge with my errant lance and my Castellan, which I also have to charge in to make way for my errant lance, my Gril Knights and my lord into the flank, and I will just crush that unit unless he is able to take away my steadfast with my errant lance. So that's my hope. And in this combat, I think he killed one of my Castellans, unfortunately. So he got 60 points from killing that in that combat. So over to Kingdom of Aquitaine, turn 3. And we're going all in, charging everything into that chosen unit and hope to not lose steadfast, not lose, let's see, more than 3 of my errant knights, because I don't want to lose having more rank than him, so I will break his steadfast. I take one of my remaining fast cav in front of his warrior unit to stop them from doing anything next turn, and that's basically it. I'm pretty pleased with how the situation turned out. Even my small remaining archer unit rally, I think they got leadership 6 and I rolled a 3 because the leadership got halved, and they sticked and they turned around, which is kind of nice. And now we only get like 30 points for that peasant unit instead of 60. And I think in magic I tried to cast the blessing on my errant knights. I rolled miscast actually, and he chose to use the scroll, which is kind of a good choice because he really needs to kill those knights. And in combat here you can see his Manticore is dead. Then that's because I heroically lethal blow him to death. And the deja vu feeling of the old days are still there, so it felt so nice to kill that big ass big bad monster with my Breath Lord, and that's awesome feeling. You cannot describe how awesome that actually is. And here I killed some of his chosen. He couldn't do anything to me. I think I even killed his BSB at least took a wound on his BSB. And yeah, he broke, I ran him down, and that's when he called the game. And yeah, of course he realized that because his lord is dead, his big chosen unit is dead, all of his fast cav is dead. He cannot really do much, to be honest. About the situation, I will probably get a combo charge onto his warrior unit and break them. Or just avoid him if I not get a good opportunity to charge him. And well, that's the game. I hope you enjoyed it, and this is the reason why I never played Frenzy unit at all. Never. It's such a crappy rule, in my opinion, so nothing Frenzy on the board, unless in very special occasion. I will play a Frenzy unit, but not usually. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the battle report. If you have any question, post them below and I'll try to answer them as soon as I can. And that's it. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I see you later.